Okay, CRR News and Clues got a little mechanical work going on. This is a steering gear on a 1993 Chevrolet C3500. Hello, that's nice and close. Obviously, I've got it all gooped up. I'll explain in a moment how I remove all the seals, but I don't want to leave it sitting here open too long to get dust or drip power steering fluid out. I have my new seal here where it's got the spring around that holds the inner part of the steel firm. I always like to put a little grease on them to keep the spring from popping out when you tap one into place. This one here has a plastic sleeve that goes against it. Gonna lube this about on here better now that so that the splines do not damage the new seal. Some of that grease needs to be up inside. I probably didn't need to empty the whole tube that comes with the seal kit. That's going to go up there. And I've already made myself a driver to install it with, which is right here. Smooth cut PVC. Took a file, clean any stuff off, wipe it out, because it just happens to match that seal. And hello, where are we at? We'll go right up over that shaft, push it in there carefully, and there it is. No tapping required. Then there is a metal flat washer that comes with the new seal that goes in that hole next. Set that down in my little drip pan. You're noticing I've of course got jack stands. They're not tall enough, but I definitely have them under the vehicle to help support it. This gearbox, somehow something hit it here and damaged. I took a die grinder with a burr while the old steel washer was still up in place, and ground it out to make it rounded, and then use a magnet and a little flat screwdriver to get the old one out. That one should shove up in there. Gonna have to do a little tapping, or take and file the very edge of the flat washer off. If I can take my greasy hand and show some used parts here. Where did we go? There's the old seal, like the one that just came out. It has a little screw hole in it. I take a tiny little I believe that's smaller than an 1/8 inch drill with an air motor. Drill it into the seal through this. This little sleeve here is like a washer that the flat washer goes against, so nothing wears out. Drill a hole through. Just run a screw in there and take. I modified a hook bar here, or a heel bar they're also called, with a grinder to put a notch. You could use like a claw hammer or nail bar or something, but in some shops the management says that doesn't look professional to have carpentry tools in your mechanicing box. Yeah, whatever. If it works proficiently and gets the job done, because that bar is too long to fit between the front crankshaft seal and the radiator of some trucks. So yeah, but this does work nicely to pull on there. You just pull it, pop it out. This is the washer that was here against this against that seal, with this snap ring holding against it. Takes a nice long straight snap ring pliers, like a pair that just appeared in this box right there. Nice Matco, I think that set is. This is a dust sleeve. The inner seal goes up that way, so it holds oil in. The dust seal has to go the opposite direction. This part that bevels inwards towards the camera here must be pointed to the outside to keep dust or water from getting up in there after that snap ring is already on. And on this particular truck, it also had a nice little rubber sleeve that goes up in there to keep that in place and keep trash out. Then of course the pitman arm only fits in one position on those splines, and you're supposed to need a pitman arm puller. You're supposed to need a big breaker bar impact wrench to take this nut off with a 1 5/16" socket. But this poor old farm truck, I wiped the filth off and stuck a socket on it to see which one fit, and I wiggled the socket to see if it was loose, and the nut turned it off by hand, pulled the washer off, and pulled the pitman arm down by hand. So it's a good thing this was not on the road. Check your stuff, folks. If things like this are loose, the vibration of the engine or vibration from the road could have turned that nut down off of the shaft right there. Then the pitman arm fall down. And tell me something, would somebody had any steering? I'm thinking no. So it could have caused a catastrophic situation if I didn't notice this leak here on this seal and decide, okay, I'm going to put a new seal before this truck ever gets put on the road. If the whole steering gear needs removed, of course it's got 2 power steering lines and got a U-joint here and clevis, where we at, that would need removed. Trying to do this so it's visible, sorry. Okay, here we are, sorry. Right there. Should have a pin through it. Yep, a bolt, unbolts, take it out, pry it up that way to get it out of the way. And just, you know, use flare nut wrenches on the tubing nuts. And then here, these are 10.9 metric bolts, so obviously takes a metric socket for those 3 that bolt directly into the housing. So thanks for your time. Stay safe, stay cool, and have a blessed day.